the fucking that election is happening now. But you don't want to talk about that because you're in the military. So outside of that, what's been going on is basically just black people just going to other people's countries and problems when really you probably just shouldn't go. So the moral of the story is, as black people, sometimes it's better to just make your money, stay out of the way, stay in your lanes, and mind your business.
Yeah.
If everybody did that, everybody make their money. What? See, we need to be getting this on.
It's on camera.
Oh, okay. All right. There. Oh shit.
I didn't even know.
So basically, is it on? Is it going?
It's on.
Oh shit. Damn, YouTube. Sorry about that. We had a technical difficulty. Hey, yo, this shit. Hey, listen. This your man, Big D. You know what I'm saying? With my son. We back at it July 4th. We hoping July 4th, 2024. We hope everybody having a safe and blessed Independence Day. But you know, I got my opinion about the whole independence thing. But nevertheless, to all the veterans that proudly served. So for those that are still serving, hey, I salute you. And you know, hey, we just got my son here, you know, and we appreciate the all your subscribers and whatnot, and even the ones who haven't subscribed yet. You know, we appreciate your people that go over there and consume the content. And as I've always said, it is something for everybody over there. I promise you that it doesn't matter what your race is, what your gender is. I guarantee you, if you take the time, you know, as I told y'all before, I've been walking to and from this planet for about, you know what I'm saying, 50 decades. So I've amassed, you know, I ain't saying I'm the smartest man in the room, but I'm by sure not the dumbest. So we want to thank you all for going over to my son's channel, Illuminated D, and let him go ahead and say his spiel.
What it do? It's your boy Illuminated D, and we back with another one. So today we were just talking about a couple different things, and we ended up coming to the conclusion that we were going to talk about what are passport bros.
Right.
So I guess I'll jump it off with the stereotypical view of what the passport bros are. So in my mind, what people think, or what I would think are the passport bros, or what people think are the passport bros, is they would say, oh, it's guys who like look for other women from other countries to go and get married to because they feel like the ones in their country aren't good enough. My definition on the passport bros are just because you were born, let's say you were born as a fish, right? And in your fish pool, pretty much, you never knew that you only around bass. So we all know what a bass is. So, but you didn't know that if you just swim 30 meters down the road that there's some trout.
Right.
You might go into you in your little pond, but then somehow you see, oh, there's this little bridge. Let me jump over it.
So would you? Well, but here, let's be realistic though. So would you say it's about proximity?
It's about the ability to get out of your...
Right, so that's the problem. That little fish, if he or she don't have the ability to jump over that bridge to get over to the other side where the trout is, where the good life is, well, now you got a problem. So now you got to navigate the stream the pond
that you're stuck
in.
And when we say that, it's like more so like, okay, if you look at it like, if someone is born and their parents haven't necessarily given them the travel ability, I would say the travel ability, then they don't have the experience to know that, oh, there's more to the world than this, just what I'm seeing.
Okay, so, and that's what I'm saying. When I came up in an era where, you know, mama had to work 2 jobs just to make ends meet. And it was just me at the time. You know what I'm saying? My other siblings had moved out of the house. So, you know, it was, you know, I was a latchkey baby. You know, latchkey baby meaning that, you know, hey, you come, you let yourself in the house, lock the door, make your sandwich. So basically, you had to kind of like watch yourself because Mama was working a second job, which she had to do. But here's the thing, Mama, I never went traveling. I mean, I guess I did in the sense that, I've gone to like Ocala and whatnot, and we apologize for that. People are shooting off fireworks. But yeah, so I traveled. I can maybe remember traveling like maybe once and coming up. So to your point, when you said that if your parents don't give you the ability, meaning that if your parents didn't take you around and y'all travel, well then guess what? You didn't have that mindset to know that there's something else out there growing up. So for me, it was the military is what did it for me because that gave me the vehicle to see the world. And once I knew that there was something else outside of my little pond,
then you knew it was good.
And that's why
because the world is bigger than sometimes what it seems. So I think with the passport bros is not necessarily, targeting. I think what it is how can anybody gauge who they fall in love with? If you never met an Asian person and then you go over to Asia and then you fall in love with the Asian person, then instantly they'll be like, oh well, you passport bro. But no. Or if an Asian person comes to your country, they'll be like, oh, you just don't like your own people. Or something like that. You gave all of this to that. But why does it have to go there? Why can't people just be freely happy to fall in love with who they want without putting these titles of what they think people are doing in order to find love?
But
now, Western civilization,
right.
Westernized culture has turned into this divide between, I think, men and women to where women are following more hypergamous.
See, I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Well, not everybody.
Not every woman, because for the most part, women do.
Well, and I would say that's younger women because younger women can do that. Like they have the selectability because they're in their prime. Now you can do it as you're older too, but as you get older, you get wiser. So wisdom wants you to settle down, but reality says that only 3% of men make $100,000. Is it
no, it's 10% of men make 100,000.
So 10%.
3% make I want to say it's 300,000. I think it's either 300 or 500,000, and the 1%
make the mills.
The mill, right?
So think about it, 10%. So what happens to the other 90? Okay, no. What happens to the other 70? So the 70. You see what I'm saying? So in that small category, you got the billionaires and millionaires, 100,000.
You got the rest,
and then
you just
the top middle class. Then you got.
But honestly, 100,000 nowadays is not what it used to be. 100,000 ain't shit nowadays, like it was 3 years ago, 5 years ago. So 100,000 is that's so you can have a fairly decent life anywhere. Mm-hmm. But when I don't know. You go out to say LA, man, $100,000, man, that might barely be getting by. Yeah, you might have to get a part-time job. Yeah. I mean, realistically,
work 2 jobs. Like the place that you choose is going to be dependent upon the type of work that you have to do. Mm-hmm. Now, you might not get a Seattle if you go into the bum of nowhere, and then they're paying like your rent is $750. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like versus living in a California mm-hmm. where the rent is gonna be $2,400, $2,500. So you gotta go harder.
Right.
And I'm not for me personally, if you're gonna work 2 jobs, make sure the first job is so easy that mm-hmm. you're gonna go work mm-hmm. your second job, and that's the one that could potentially be stressful.
Exactly.
As in, like you go to work at your first job, and then as soon as you get there, you clock in, and then they're like, all right, well, go home for the rest of the day, but we're still gonna pay you. And then you go get your second job. That's the way you get your second job. That's possible, but you gotta be in the right career field.
Right. Well, but here's the thing. Get back on to the Passport Bros. When I had I think it was last one I appeared on the Big World live stream, and when we was talking about that, man, let me tell you something. I was a passport bro before before they even knew what a passport bro was. And what I mean by that was that, you know, I was at one point in my life where I was out of the military, but I was a civilian contractor for the military, so I was still overseas, traveling to. I went from Germany to Hungary, from Hungary to Italy, Italy to
So
Macedonia.
actually, tell us everywhere you've been. Tell us everywhere you've been.
So for his military career.
Well, just tell in general, just where
In general, okay, so let me see. So Korea, Germany, Hungary, Macedonia, Greece, that's 5. I said Italy, right? Kuwait. I think that's about it.
No, but you've been in more places. Where in the States?
Oh, the state. Oh, I don't count the states. Okay, states. So let's see. I've been to Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, Jersey. In the states. So I said Georgia, said Alabama, said Jersey, said North Carolina, South Carolina. I think that's it.
Well, see, in that dynamic, it just shows you if you have the travel ability, then you have the ability to be able to go and see what's out there to test the waters.
Right.
But see,
you got to have a means to do it, and the way to have the travelability is you got to have the finances to do it. If you don't have the finances, well, then you better have another vehicle that's giving you the ability to do it, which that could be, like in my case, it was the contracting.
Exactly.
Well, the military got it going, but it was the government contracting that. I traveled more doing that as a civilian. I did when I was actually serving.
Gotcha, understood.
So, but I made a whole lot more money doing it as a contractor.
I believe that.
You know, so.
But I think that comes to the dynamic of what people believe is a passport, bro. But let's go a little bit deeper on it.
Okay.
I think people are asking, well, why do you go to these countries to choose these type of women to go after?
Yeah, cause if not, she gonna, you can just open the door, yeah. So basically, so why? So the question is the why. Why is that the case? Well, you know, I think that up until maybe 2000, maybe 2021, I think men started becoming more aware of what was going on. So, like, you know, while men are saying that, okay, the women are not feminine or submissive, but to be honest with you, I can't remember when they ever were. They always for the most part, they always behaved like this. Even when I was in high school, even when I was growing up, they always behaved like this. It was just, it wasn't sensationalized because there was no internet. A girl do something crazy now, that shit gets sensationalized and the whole world can see it within a matter of like seconds.
Yeah.
But women have always behaved like this. Certain types of women. So this stuff that's going on now, to say now I will say
what would we say, like, what was it? When you say that?
Girls were still fucking when they was like 13, 14. And
so what we're saying is basically that people were still doing the same thing then. The only difference is they weren't getting caught because there was no internet.
Right.
So,
but now let me bring you back. So to answer your question, so when men started realizing, when I became aware, like, man, you know what? That is kind of unfair that if I'm willing to do all these things for a woman, provide for her, protect her, and she can't at least be feminine, to be something that she was designed to do anyway, because men are designed to be masculine.
What's your definition of feminine when we hear that?
Okay, feminine. Okay, I'll give you a prime example. You have women that they man, it's how can I describe it? So to me, this is what a feminine woman is. It's like you take a woman who, you know, when she of course she'll talk, but she's very soft spoken. She's not like overbearing, not like forcing her point, you know, forcing her point across. That's, to me, that's not a feminine woman. A woman who, they used to say a woman that's seen but not heard. That was the old definition of what a feminine woman was. A woman that, you know, when you address her, of course she talked and she spoke, but other than that, that was it. And then when you asked her a question and when she talked, her voice would elevate and she get loud like she one of the guys. So those kind of girls back in my day be called tomboys. And those are mainly the girls who play like basketball, volleyball, or the girls who they were on the a little more on the masculine side. They were still getting their cheeks clapped, but they were just on the more masculine side. So if you like today, if you talk to girls, women today that are not that are more a little bit more masculine and feminine, it's like you have a conversation with them. It's like they arbitrarily just loud. They just like they trying to over talk louder than you, because I guess in their mind to talk louder means that they're bigger in stature, I guess. So it'll make you kind of submit down. I don't know why they do it, but that's my definition of what I call a feminine woman. A woman that just not saying she won't talk, but she's just a soft-spoken woman. You can talk to her in a calm manner. There's no whole bunch of back and forth. That's my definition of a feminine woman. Well, that's not a definition, but that is what I would describe as a feminine woman. That's the best that I could relay it. Try to paint a picture for somebody versus trying to tell somebody what I think versus, okay, let me give you an example of what I think a feminine woman should look like and how she should move.
So I guess everybody has their dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So what if somebody says, well, because we're still on the Passport Bro subject, right, but this is opening up the floor, because what happened is now it's like people would be like, well, you say you want a woman to be seen and not heard, so that means I shouldn't say anything. That's what they're going to say.
No. But notice I just said that when she's addressed, she'll speak.
So
she'll have an input, or if she has an input.
So what you're saying is like, okay, so if you're in your piece, like y'all both are chilling, there shouldn't be a random moment where someone gets upset.
Right. Exactly.
So like, it's like, okay, if you're sitting there at peace and you're playing the video game or something, like I don't play video games like that.
No, I don't play video games either.
So, but if someone were playing a video game, right, then it would be like, okay, don't come in here and cause confusion. But the question is do they do it for a good reason? Do you think it's just to get a rise out of you, to show them attention? Like, it just depends on the situation. So I think this is opening up the floor, because it's like, it's a lot of a lot of things, but does it have to be negative? What causes it to be? What would you say a negative experience would be?
So here's the thing.
To bring them out of femininity.
To be honest with you, all those countries that I mentioned that I traveled overseas, I dealt with women from those countries and even the soldiers, the female soldiers. But really and truly, I really didn't even see the female soldiers, because those women over there are exotic, so I didn't see a reason to, back in them days when I was young. But for the most part, man, a woman is a woman is a woman. The women over there, I would say that they were feminine, because they would talk to you, of course, if you spoke to them, but for them to just kind of like initiate a conversation, No, they didn't really do that because I think because there was kind of a small language barrier, but
I don't think women today now do that. If you don't talk to them, I don't think they talk to you.
No,
like that.
but
They
no, well,
Because I would say that women would say that more dudes come and harass them versus them harassing them.
yeah, maybe nowadays.
But I would think, wasn't it always like that back in the day?
No, bro, because listen, when I was in Hungary, I remember I went to this burger joint that was next to the hotel where they had us staying at, and it was I would always go in there. It was this Hungarian chick, man. She pretty chick, man, had the bluest eyes, man. And them women over there, they all got bent legs because Hungary is a hilly country, so they always walking everywhere. So they legs and calves are man, just all overly developed. So I went in there with one of my man, he was my roommate, Larry, but he was older than me. I mean, a lot older because he was a retired first sergeant.
Gotcha.
So I'm sorry, sergeant first class. He was an E7, so he's retired E7, and that's who I was rooming with when we finally got to because what happens is you get hired for a contract. So I was actually hired to work in Italy, but I had to spend some time in Hungary for a little bit. I don't know why processing, but we actually drove from Hungary to Italy. We drove they rented us cars and we drove down there to Brindisi, Italy, right there on the Boo. So we worked on the port, and remember at that time I was a mechanic, and there wasn't really no. I mean, we on the port. I mean, it's all civilian. So I was just making.
Yeah, just stack it up.
Yeah, bro.
But you can go into the city, all right? If you want.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course. So basically, Hungary was my first stop, and I went in this burger joint, and the girl would always smile, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know, she didn't speak a lot of English. So, man, I tell you, her friend was like, my friend, now his friend spoke more English than her. My friend wants your number. I said, really? I said, but she speak English? She said, oh, very little. I said, so how we gonna communicate? The girl, I shit you not, she said, you don't even know how to communicate to do that. I'm like, whoa! So my boy Larry was like, oh, D, what you gonna do? So I gave her my number, and oh man, that chick, man, ooh. Let me tell you, she took me to meet her family.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Look, I worked out with her brother and the gym little brother. He was like maybe about 16. He was in the bodybuilding. Listen, that's what I'm saying. The women are different over there.
Yeah, because
they're different over there, man.
You know, I think with the language barrier, but I would say that. I don't want to say that they were raised differently. I think people who choose the hip hop culture as what it became today, because hip hop culture used to be a way to fight back from how you felt as if you were oppressed. But now hip hop culture is thoughts, turn up, argue with your man, be the realest, the realest. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
the realest ish.
You know what I'm saying? Man. Like that's the clout chase, the hype. So since that's the case. The people who choose that, they're going to always be more loud. They're going to always be more out there in the streets. They want to be the one on scene. They want to be They want to be that. So in being that, your ego is overly inflated, which means that you think that you're lit, but really it's all mentally.
You're a legend in your own mind.
You're a legend in your own
mind. That's all it is.
Just because, what do you call them, a Pookie and a Ray Ray? Just because a Pookie and a Ray Ray comes around and you're a 10, doesn't mean that they're a 10. And if they're not a 10, well then it's a problem. And a 10 doesn't mean just having money and letting them run you. A 10 is somebody who cares about your future, your investment potential, your success. You know what I'm saying? And if they're not talking to you like that, well, just because they got money, well, do they have the lifestyle to be able to maintain that money without going to prison? And then are you going to wait for them if they go to prison? So now you jump into the next homeboy, but the problem is they don't got a plan either. But if you got somebody in front of you because everybody's mad at the good guy, so the good guy's not getting no play over here from the ones that really should be giving them the play. So what do? They go overseas.
The ones who can, because you got a lot of men that would love to be able to get passports, but because of their criminal history, they can't. Because they can't afford it financially, so Yeah, I think brothers traveling abroad is more. I mean, now it's a common thing,
And they
but,
still don't know because they haven't been there.
right.
So you don't even get the full experience of what it is because
'Cause I used to live there. Going there to travel and
Oh.
stay for a bit is not the same as living in the community with these people.
and you got to understand some places like for different colors. I've traveled so much, right? So I've been to a lot of places, and some places for different ethnicity of individual, you get more. I don't want to say play, but you get more shine, right? So like in Asia, they really like white guys.
Yeah.
But most people wouldn't know that. So if you go over to Asia like Thailand, Vietnam, China, and you have some sauce about yourself, and Gucci said it best, you're born with the sauce.
Yeah.
So if you got the sauce, you're gonna be
Those
a
women
top
gonna gravitate
commodity
to
over
you.
there.
Because even back in those days,
And for a black man, you want to go over to Europe. So
Yeah.
white dudes would go to Asia. So if you notice, a lot of black guys go over to Europe because they are, especially if you have some bread, you have some sauce about yourself, and a little talk game, and you willing to understand their culture, you don't get paid without the back talk and extra. So,
Yeah.
but that's not true because now it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's
it's
everywhere
hip hop
now.
culture. So it depends anywhere that you
and it's
are.
been a long time since I've been open back over there. It's been a long time. That was, man, we talking about
And I'm not
back in
saying back talk.
98, you know what I'm saying? That's been a long time. So I guarantee you, if I was to go to Hungary now, it might be a different experience.
And when we,
The women might be like the women here.
and when I say back talk, I don't mean like, oh, if you want to have a debate, we can't debate about something.
Right.
I think it's all in the setting of how it's communicated.
It's how you say it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is my thing. This is what I don't like. So when a person, especially a woman, say, "What? Why you gotta say it like that with that kind of tone?" You know what I'm saying? I just think that when women do stuff like that, it's just so unbecoming because that's not, that's just, it's just, I don't think it's necessary. And I think that with men, men just, no, I don't think it's necessary. I just leave it like that.
Well, I think this is where the dynamic comes in with the passport bros because people would ask, well, why do people go over it? And when I say back talk, I don't mean like,
Yeah, you got to
you
define
can't
it.
have a debate.
The detractor's gonna be like, well, he want her to be a slave.
I don't want you to
You know
be
what
a
I'm
slave.
saying?
I want my women to talk to me.
Right,
I want to be
exactly.
able- But I want peace too. I want it to be simple. Now, I have made mistakes where I was the one to initiate a situation
Yeah,
where
you
it was
initiate the
love.
situation,
But
that's
see,
on
my
you.
thing is, if you're in the me and my cousin talked about this. I'm gonna be releasing the video soon. It's called "What Is Dating." It'll explain to you when you're in the dating phase, when you first meet the person. You got to remember, you're only renting this person. Basically, Big Ward said it best. You're only renting the person that you're dating. You don't own them.
No.
It's like a rent. So you don't own them.
You kind of got to go into relationships like that thinking that way nowadays, man.
Because think about
Because
it. If you go out, so look at it like this. If you go out on a date and you got a man and a woman, and let's say the woman comes out, everything is beautiful, but the dude already got side chick. He just come and have a conversation.
Right.
And then after dinner, he takes you home. Like a gentleman opens your door, does everything nice, and then he goes back home and then he smashes his joint.
Right.
But it might not be his girlfriend. It could be somebody he's dating.
Right.
And he just has a sexual relation with them.
Right.
And then dating phase is understanding what is dating. Relationship is communicated, and if you get married, that's communicated. But if you're just dating and you're having sex without any communication, well, you can't make an assumption.
Yeah, but women do it all the time.
But that's what
and
I'm
that's the
saying.
problem.
So
They do
look,
it all
because
the
look,
time.
if the chick takes
Because a woman, but listen, hear me out now.
well, no, I'm not going to just say the dude. I'm going to just say, look, if you take a chick out and then she has you pay for the meal and you did all of that, and imagine you were that dude, right? You were the same dude.
Right.
You took her out and then you paid for the meal, didn't even smash, and then she goes back and gets clapped by her mans.
But see, here's the thing,
And
though.
when you know what I'm saying? So think about it.
But women go. But that's what I'm saying. Though women gonna say, "Well, you shouldn't take me out with the expectation of being able to have sex with me." That's what they're gonna say.
Well, that's
That-
true. You
that's-
shouldn't
that's
have the
what they're gonna
expectation.
say.
It's a date, but then that comes into the situation of why should the dude
There's
pay?
no- have you ever heard of-
Look, my thing is, I'm gonna pay because
Listen.
it's chivalrous. But see,
Right.
some people would say, "Well, why not we just pay for both of our own
Let me-
meals and just go
Let
on
me
a
ask
date?"
you a question. Have you ever heard the old saying, "There's no such thing as a free meal ticket"?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, so that's what I'm saying. So I mean, this man take you out, and you know he creates this moment for you, this memory that you all women like. I want a man that we're gonna create memories together. Okay, this man created a memory with you, but if he expects something out of it, then he's a jerk.
Well, I mean, see, when I go on a date, I don't expect to just have sex with the female.
Right.
I'll take you back home and catch a vibe.
But who's paying for the date though? Who's financing?
Well,
the
that's
date?
what I'm saying. It's expected for the men to pay for the date. But see,
Right.
who created that?
So I didn't expect.
So, like, what
I didn't
person-
expect for me to clap no cheeks when I get home. When I take you out to leave this nice fabulous restaurant.
But see, that's okay. Everybody has their own.
Everybody got their own
expectations.
Right.
She might be expecting to go back.
She might
home
expect. She might expect
with
when
nothing.
Prince might
She
get
might-
the cheesecake fight.
Exactly. Everybody has expectations. She might
Right.
be thinking that you gonna come in a suit and you came in some jeans.
Right.
It could be if you don't come in. But the thing about it is, in the dating phase, it's all about just testing the water and seeing what
Yeah.
you like.
Yeah.
If you don't
really.
know what, how can you say if you go on a date and you're 15 and then you smash, right, which you should not be doing. I do not condone that. I think
Yeah.
that,
You don't want to. You want
I would
to
say
be responsible.
and
That's
you
not
want to be
responsible.
responsible. What I'm saying is if you do something right and then you freaking get married right after that, well, instantly, how do you know what you like?
You don't. I mean, you don't. But you don't know what you like. So let me ask you a question. If all you ever had was McDonald's, well,
How do you know you don't like Burger King or
how you
Taco
know you don't
Bell?
like Wendy's?
How you know you don't like Wendy's?
How you know you don't like Five Guys? I mean,
Five Guys. There, you could like. You don't know what you like. So
But does that apply to the women too? Because
that's the same for them. How do they know what kind of dude they like if they haven't tested the waters? But here's the problem with testing the waters.
Right.
Here's the problem with
go
testing
ahead,
the
go
waters.
ahead, go ahead.
When you build, okay, so we talked about this.
So she gonna test the waters with 10 dudes, 15
No, but
dudes,
listen,
20
listen,
dudes, what?
listen, look,
and
Pops.
define testing the
Listen,
waters. What does
look.
that mean though?
It doesn't
Does it
make,
mean having sex?
It doesn't
Testing
make,
the
it
waters?
doesn't make you a thought. It doesn't. It doesn't make you a thought. And look, I would say this. What
But
happens
what makes?
when you?
But how many bodies make you a thought?
Well,
though?
let me roll it in.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
What the problem is when you have too many experiences, you start to have preferences, and when you have preferences, it makes it harder to pair
lock
bond,
in with one dude.
to lock in with one
Right.
woman.
Yeah.
It becomes harder because now you know what you like. So when you know what you like, if they don't do something, it might turn you off because you're like, oh well, this person did this.
That's especially
Now-
true with women now.
Now you can try to change the person into what you like and get them to build these certain
Okay,
skills,
now let me ask you a
but
question.
some people can't do it.
Right.
They
Well,
can't adapt.
okay, but here's the thing though. What happened if this woman used to do that got a 12-inch cock? And no matter how much you try to adapt, your cock is only 6.
Look,
You're gonna have problems
look, I'll tell you a story.
She
I'll
gonna
tell
let
you a
her
story.
see that.
I'll tell you a story. Funny story. It's funny in my head. I had an experience. I smashed pretty much, right? And then she was like pulling me, and she was like,
Right.
"Go deeper." And I was like,
And you had all you had.
and
That's
I
all you
had
ain't have
all
nothing
I
else, right?
did.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, dang. I was like, frick. I was like, well, we gotta change position.
Oh.
But then it was just
yeah.
like, go deep. I was like,
Yeah, bro.
I'm
That's
like, what
it.
kind of DM you had?
Bro,
That's a lot of. That's still, and I would say I'm well endowed. So God
Yeah,
bless.
bro. I done had some joints like that too,
But
man.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I
bro.
can't.
I
I
mean,
can't. I'm not in here.
Yeah, bro. I mean, when they done experience something like, and that's the problem. And that exactly right there is the problem with
That's
this
the
whole,
facts.
how do you know what you like if you don't
But
go out
most
there and
women
test the
say-
waters?
But see, you gotta test the waters. But testing
Yeah,
the waters
but-
means that you have a different level caliber of somebody who has to come in and make it mentally.
But okay, but listen, but what happens if only Pookie got the 12-inch car? But Pookie give you that damn deep Pookie stroke, but Pookie he can't provide for you though.
he can't provide.
That's
for you.
so what's more important? So I guarantee you, women gonna always choose that damn deep stroke Pookie over the dude that maybe you
But
might
see,
have 9-10 inches.
But that's why I said. That's
You
why I
know?
said. That's why I said. I think I was blessed. So it's like, looking at it from a standpoint, I think I'm good. But at that time of my life, I came across somebody who had a 10, and I was just like, well, I can't meet the 10 standard because that's just
Bro, that's the hell of
that's
that's
a once every blue moon type of thing. I guarantee you it is.
No, I had a joint that said she was dating a dude
Because if you're a
that
7,
had like 12 inches strong. I mean 12 inches
that's-
strong.
that's-
And she was dating him now, so
but
once
that's
in
my,
a while,
but that's my point. There's not. She didn't say she met a lot of them.
Stop, Posh. No. She said she didn't meet a lot of them, but goddamn, all she needed to meet is one.
But that doesn't mean is he loyal? Is she dating him right now?
No, but here's the thing though. But this particular person who started testing the waters young and now she fucking 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 bodies down. That's what testing the waters do. See, for women, I don't suggest that a woman test the waters because that testing the waters for women, bro, you can't unsee all them various cocks, man. All them various
But
different
what about all the
cocks.
different boxes?
Yeah, but see the way that men are designed, bro, listen, that's how we were designed.
I just don't believe I've come across.
So you think
women-
men pair bond too?
Yeah. I think they can.
Not
if they choose to.
not on the
Preferences
same not
may
on the
are.
same level
But
as a woman. A woman chemically does when she orgasms.
Well, look, I would look at it like this.
You know?
I've dated a chick, and when I first met her, we did something, right?
Right.
And this was like one of the first ones I ever talked to. I fell in love up front.
Mm.
Because I didn't
That
even
box was
understand
good,
that,
huh?
that feeling. Yeah,
That
I
box
was
was
like,
good, huh?
it's like the best I ever
That
had.
box was gripping, huh?
The best I ever had, right? At the time, I didn't know.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it benefits a man to be well traveled and sample the waters. It benefits a man to be well versed sexually. Now check this out. Nowadays you can't be well versed sexually because according to the CDC, you know what I'm saying, African American women are the ones that has the STDs and transmitting them. So you gotta be careful nowadays. Even
Well,
going
see-
overseas, you might have a problem. So nowadays, I don't think it's a wise thing for people to be out there testing the waters.
Yeah, true.
Cause ain't nobody committing
Well,
no
see,
crimes.
and that's why I would say not testing the waters, but having healthy communications with people and seeing what they're gonna do. Now, you might.
The various guys though,
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong
I
with
think-
talking to them?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that because most guys simping, and most guys are going to do whatever it takes
Yeah, they're gonna
to
try
be
hard.
with it. So all that does is give that poor woman a false sense of security. Because now
It
she
is a
think
false sense
now
of
she think
security.
this is the standard, but she might only be a 5. She don't, maybe she got an okay body, but maybe she got an okay face and the body is terrible.
But that becomes
You know
to
what
the
I'm saying?
question of a lot of men out in this world aren't doing anything. They're not even getting no play. So if they're not getting no play, like I seen dudes when I go travel, they don't get no play for the whole 2 years.
Well, I get that.
No play. So what is happening? You know what I'm saying? Like what's happening at that point? That means that there's a very few select. So even out of everybody, there's specific people that aren't even getting selected. So when they do find somebody, they just fall in love with them and just try to hold on.
I just nowadays, man, I don't think it's. I still think that it's in a man's best interest to be well versed when it comes to sexual encounters with different types of women, because I'm telling you, all it's going to give you is some sort of not going to give you a head start, but it's going to put you in the race. It's going to put you in the run. It's going to get you qualified, because I'm pretty sure that women a woman has no problem finding a dick. And most women that you meet on nowadays is probably gonna be well versed sexually, because remember, men have to work their ass off just to get, just to smash. Women do, I mean, especially if she a 7, a 6, man, dude's gonna throw it. They gonna throw it at her. So you best believe the average woman that's nice looking, she done had her fair share of dicks. And I'm telling you, if she done had one of them anomalies like 10, 11, 12, bro, you better be well versed as a man, because you better, if you know you ain't piking no 10, 11 to 12, you better know how to goddamn work them walls. You better know how to.
You better know what you're doing.
Now I ain't saying Big D got that problem. Big D ain't got that problem. Big D one of them anomalies, but for the rest of you guys ain't no anomaly. You gotta work on your stroke.
Like I say, on some real thing. Now, if you got a 3, you got a problem. You need to go get an enlargement situation. If you got a 4, you got a problem. 5,
yeah,
you
man.
might have
But listen, but no,
6, 7, you're.
But the average,
good.
no, the average size, bro, is like, I think
it's
what
5. It's a 5, so that's hard.
That's
hard.
But that's what the average is.
That's savage.
That's savage. That's crazy. So
now, and we're not saying that you can't. You gotta be versed, and you gotta go get yourself some toys. Look, if she's taking you to the toy shop, if she's taking you to the toy shop, like, because I would say, if for me personally, with me and mine, like, I'm gonna bring them in regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to do other things. So,
right, of course.
But if she's taking you, listen, because basically she's saying she about to leave because something's not working, and she's trying to work with you so that you can learn how to make her get off, pretty much.
Bro, I'm just telling you.
If you can.
Listen, I'm telling you. You got them Jones out there who they just hoes, bro. You could be a high value dude. You could be working with 10, 11 inches, 12 on a good fucking day.
Yeah, if you
know what I'm saying? And then they'll still fucking go. They'll still fucking go and be like, oh, it's a problem. They're gonna go to the next.
You can have a 12.
Cause you leasing them.
You can have
renting
a 12.
them. They not yours. They not yours, fella.
Look, you could be worth $1 million. You could be worth 10 million, 100 million, and then the fitness trainer come in and knock down because when he pull his abs out, he start cheesing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's
you pretty much, your 100 mil doesn't stop it from happening.
Right.
So it's all about
being
the best version of yourself.
You know why? Because motherfucking them boys that's in the hood, they know that shit. If I get opportunity, if the girl is remotely kind of bad, look nice, them pookies get a hold of that ass, bro, listen.
They gonna get you pregnant.
Them motherfuckers gonna be savage. But when you got guys like me, I'm like, well, fuck, man. I'm just, it's
on purpose.
Yeah, I just don't really sweat that. I don't really, but them pookies, man, they gonna be trying to blow a bike out.
Absolutely. And they gonna go hard for it because they know that you got a place that they can stay.
Yeah, and don't think pookies just in the hood now, because I know some professional pookies. Listen, I done met some professional pookies. I done met motherfuckers who done got fired from their job behind doing some fucking crazy shit.
I ain't knocking down their work.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, that's a professional pookie. So people always, let me tell you, YouTube family, when people say the pookies and the Ray Rays and the Nook Nooks, listen, I done met some professional pookies, Ray Rays, and Nook Nooks. I'm telling you. So just because somebody live in a certain area or they look a certain kind of way, I done met professional pookies that wore uniforms. That's just what it is. So they come in all different shapes, sizes, genders, social economic categories. They come in all facets.
Savage. It's wild. But you know what I'm saying? Hey.
But the passport bro thing, I think it's good for men to be able to travel if they can. Even if you just to travel outside of your state. You know what I'm saying? If you from Florida, try to go to Georgia, try to get around to South Carolina. You want to be well traveled because you want to at least have a sense of how other people are moving. And I'm so thankful I got opportunity to go overseas to see, not just go over there to visit. I lived over there. So my thing is, I can speak to how the women moved over there. But again, it's been a while since I've been over there. So I'm sure that things are not just totally the same. I'm pretty sure that them women probably done changed up a little bit now. So it just, I don't think I think there are decent women still left. But the problem is that if you got 10 women and you got 2 decent women, all you know is they decent women. You looking for a decent woman, and you know that out of these 10 women, 2 of them women are decent. But all of the 8, they thoughts. So how do you know? You don't know. It ain't like they gonna wear a shirt. Hey, I'm the good one. They all look the same.
That's true.
So how do you know?
What's up?
That's a garage.
Oh, there's okay.
So
Okay, but that's just our take on it, pretty much what's been going on, and just talking about the topic and seeing what it really is, seeing it for what it really is, and just giving different dynamics and different points of different individuals that we've seen, and we're using their scenarios in order to kind of give a depiction of what we think the passport girls are. But we all want to be successful, we all want to be somewhere in life, but in order to do that, you got to do something that you ain't never done before. And that's the reason that we're doing this right here, right now. Everybody be blessed, be safe.